Hello and welcome. I'm Brian Caplen, editor of The Banker. I'm with Ana Patricia Botín, the chairperson of Santander, and we're talking about technology and digital. Ana Patricia, it's been a big sort of emphasis that you've placed on the whole digital thing, and you relaunched OpenMind in Spain. So tell us a bit what's behind this philosophy.
So, we think about the digital transformation in several ways, and one is transforming what we call the supertankers, the big commercial banks. And that is not just about transforming for efficiency, but really being where the customer wants us to be and in the way the customer wants to do business with us today. And then we have initiatives which are parallel to that, and one of them is OpenMind.
Right, okay. And OpenMind's very special, isn't it? Because it's going to be in the cloud, and it's got an app which does everything from sort of buying of shares to doing your normal current account stuff. So, but it's not new, actually, is it?
No, it's not new. We relaunched it this year. You should try it. It's amazing. With 70 people, it's managing 1.1 million customers. Almost 8 billion in customer deposits, and it's really very simple, easy to use, and it does everything we do in the physical branches or in call centers you can do on the mobile app in Spain. And we're trying a new core system which might work for the rest of the banks.
Okay, now Santander has always had a reputation for good IT actually, but nevertheless it's a challenge for all banks, isn't it, to adapt legacy IT to this front end that's got the digital. How are you managing to do that?
It's a lot of work, and it's first about changing the front end. It's about having APIs that allow you then to connect with other parties where we're working with third parties and other fintechs, but also that will then allow you to change the core. So the strategy is to reduce the core to the minimum level possible. And then, of course, the cloud strategy, which for us would be a hybrid cloud, because we'll always have an internal cloud ourselves. We're big enough to do that. It gives us flexibility, but it also gives us security, resilience to have both and to have a combination. So OpenMind is the testing ground for that new core system.
All right, and to come up with some of these ideas, you've been investing in fintechs through Interventionist. So tell us about how that works and what it brings to the bank.
It's very interesting because what we say is we want to offer fintechs Santander platform. So if our customers ask for services that we're not able to give them, for example, Cabbage, we're not approving certain loans, we then say, okay, but we'll give you the opportunity to get these approved and get the loans through Cabbage. And so what we want is to be really customer focused and try to bring you the best that's out there. If we can give it to you, fine, but if not, we're going to open up so others can work with us and with our customers.
Okay, and one of the strengths of Santander is that you can actually push an idea from one subsidiary into another one. I think you've done that successfully with the wallet and both a CRM tool. Can you tell us how that's working?
It's sort of an internal open source where one country develops, and that's happening more and more in a very, let's say, open way. We don't force it. It's countries that are seeing what other countries are doing and taking it and then improving it themselves and then taking it to the next level. So it's like an open source program within Santander that is really working really well because it gets improved every time. It gets personalized for the market, but it's getting better for the customer also.
Okay, now one of the big new directions in technology is obviously blockchain, and I think Santander was perhaps the first UK bank at least to use it for payments. I mean, what do you see as the scope for blockchain in banking?
I don't think it's a panacea. I don't think today at least it works for millions of transactions a day or a minute, but it works for international payments, for example. We've tested it with our own people, with our own teams, and it works. We're testing it now for our customers. It can make payments, especially international payments, cheaper, faster, and we have a lot of expectation that that's going to really help us be more competitive, for example.
Right, so more on the commercial side than on the retail side, would you say?
For now, yes, even though it works for retail, but we still need to work that it's scalable and it can handle the kind of volumes that banks handle. Yeah.
And Santander is also engaged in a project with some other banks on what we're calling a utility settlement coin, which I understand is probably a sort of internal cryptocurrency. Is that right?
Yeah, there's many cryptocurrencies, Ethereum, there's several out there, and we're looking at some. So going to Interventionist, they try to find the best in each category. So in blockchain, they've identified the 2 or 3 players that we believe have more potential, and so we are trying to partner with them for different projects.
Okay. Now tell us about one or two specific things on the new technology front, things like biometrics and voice recognition. I mean, what scope do you think there is for those, and how are you using them in the bank?
There's a huge scope for security, for convenience. People forget their passwords. People, write them down or tell people on the phone about them. So it really makes it a much safer and easier and simpler experience. I was telling you about our work cafe in Chile. By the way, you should go online and check it.
Okay.
You have facial recognition. There is no papers. It's open to non-customers. It's a bit like Starbucks, but it doesn't look like a bank.
Yeah.
And customers love it, and non-customers become customers once they, come to the cafe.
And Santander has a target of having 30 million digital customers out of about 130 million
Yes.
at the moment, but presumably that's going to grow.
Well, the target was to double in 3 years, so go from 15 to 30 million in 3 years. And yes, we think that's going to grow exponentially, and mobile customers are growing much faster even.
Okay, but with the range of markets you've got, you must see adoption rates vary very much between, say, the UK and Brazil, for example.
Yes, but I mean, every country is moving pretty fast. Brazil and UK are probably one of the faster growth markets for us. And what's interesting is that we are in 10 markets, you were saying that before, with 1 billion people. There's only in Latin America 160 million unbanked. So there's a huge potential to grow in products.
And presumably as we go forward, they will come straight online. They won't go via
That's what's
the branch.
happening. Yeah. So one of our digital initiatives is called Super Digital. It's basically grown 500,000 customers in just a few months. So we have 1 million customers in Brazil now with a financial inclusion. It's actually not a bank account. It's an account that allows you to pay and receive money.
Like a simple account, yeah. Ana Patricia, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.